For nearly 2 decades, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban stood as the living embodiment of the Hollywood fairy tale that actually worked. They were the couple who made people believe that love could survive fame, distance, and time. They were elegance and warmth, hand in hand on red carpets, whispering affection in interviews, and reminding the world that passion could endure even under flashing lights. Nicole once called their relationship her second chance at happiness, a love story that healed what was once broken. But by mid-2025, the dream began to fracture. It started with whispers, subtle shifts that only insiders noticed. Keith's tour schedule became relentless, pulling him away for months at a time. Nicole, juggling film projects and motherhood, often appeared tired, distracted, and lonely. Those close to her say she poured herself into work not for ambition, but for escape. While Keith's voice filled arenas, Nicole's world grew quieter. The woman once seen as serene began to look like someone carrying invisible weight. Then came June 2025, the month everything collapsed. Without warning, Keith quietly moved out of their Nashville home. There was no public statement, no paparazzi frenzy, no dramatic goodbye, just absence. For weeks, Nicole maintained her poise. She attended film events wearing her wedding ring, smiled for cameras, and told friends she was hopeful he just needed space. But the silence stretched into weeks, then months, and with every unanswered call, every night alone, the truth settled in: he wasn't coming back. When TMZ broke the headline, "Keith Urban moves out. Divorce imminent," the illusion officially shattered. The story spread like wildfire. But the photographs that followed said more than any statement could. Nicole was seen leaving her New York apartment, eyes hidden behind dark sunglasses, clutching a coffee cup like armor. One witness described her as a woman trying to hold herself together in public, but breaking in private. Those close to her said she was blindsided, just as she had been years before. She thought this time was different. One friend said, she thought she had finally built something unshakable. But as the world soon realized, this wasn't just another Hollywood breakup. It was a haunting déjà vu, a painful echo of a heartbreak Nicole had once lived through, 24 years earlier. For those who knew Nicole's story, the parallels were chilling. In 2001, when she was married to Tom Cruise, the world watched the sudden implosion of what had seemed like another perfect marriage. They were Hollywood royalty, she the luminous actress, he the global superstar. Yet, without warning, Tom filed for divorce. No confrontation, no closure. Nicole reportedly found out not from him, but from the headlines. 2 decades later, history repeated itself with cruel precision. The same stunned silence. The same quiet move out. The same public blindsiding. Insiders say Nicole saw it too, the pattern repeating like a cruel film reel. It was the same ache all over again. A close source shared, the man she trusted, the home she built, the family she nurtured, all slipping away in silence. The irony was sharp. With Keith, she had once believed she was finally safe. After the chaos of her marriage to Tom Cruise, Keith's grounded nature and open vulnerability had felt like healing. He was the opposite of control, or so she thought. Yet, in the end, both men delivered the same wound, the abrupt, wordless departure. "It's not just being left," said one insider. "It's being erased." Fans began to notice the symbolism. A woman who had rebuilt herself from heartbreak now forced to confront it again. Tabloids called it the cruel circle of Nicole Kidman. Psychologists even weighed in, suggesting that emotional repetition often haunts those who have unresolved trauma. Tom left her through silence, and Keith did the same. A relationship expert noted, "The second time is often the hardest, not because it's unexpected, but because it confirms the fear that maybe love always ends the same way for you." Nicole's resilience, however, was not broken. This time, she didn't collapse, she adapted. Friends revealed that while she was devastated, she approached her grief differently. She meditated, she wrote, she walked every morning at dawn, headphones in, listening to old jazz songs instead of the news. She wasn't numb, said a confidant. She was learning to exist again, this time, without needing anyone to save her. But outside of her silence, another figure was watching the headlines, Tom Cruise. And his reaction would reopen a wound that the world thought had long healed. As the world absorbed the news of Nicole and Keith's divorce, insiders claimed that Tom Cruise was watching, not as an ex-husband, but as a man vindicated. After their explosive 2001 breakup, Tom had long felt publicly demonized. Nicole, with her elegance and quiet dignity, had been embraced as the victim. Tom, in contrast, became the mysterious villain, the face of control, secrecy, and Scientology. He carried that reputation for decades. A Hollywood insider shared, he felt misunderstood, painted as the heartless one. Now, with Keith Urban's downfall making headlines, Tom allegedly saw what he called balance restoring itself. One source close to him claimed he privately told friends, "This is karma doing its thing." To Tom, Keith was never a threat, merely a rebound. The man Nicole used to rebuild the life he had once taken from her. He allegedly told confidants that Keith had been playing the part of stability, but that his mask would fall eventually. When it finally did, Tom reportedly felt a strange sense of vindication. That feeling intensified after one viral moment, during a concert in Chicago. Keith Urban allegedly swapped Nicole's name for that of Maggie Rose, his 25-year-old guitarist. The internet erupted, clips flooded social media, sparking speculation about infidelity and humiliation. It was the moment everything turned, said one observer. The fairy tale became farce. Tom, insiders claimed, reacted not with sympathy, but with cold satisfaction. "This is exactly what I expected from Keith Urban," he allegedly remarked privately. History has a way of repeating itself. Yet, what both men, Tom and Keith, seem to share, experts observed, is control. Tom's was rooted in secrecy and faith, built through the walls of Scientology. After their split, Nicole was allegedly branded a suppressive person, forbidden from contact with her adopted children, Connor and Isabella. Keith's control, on the other hand, came in quieter forms: emotional distance, withdrawal, and public performance. Both men loved power. One psychologist said, both used silence as punishment. But Nicole, at 58, has mastered something they never could: the art of quiet strength. Instead of fighting back, she transformed pain into poise. Appearing at Paris Fashion Week in the aftermath of her divorce, she stunned the crowd in a simple white gown. Serene and unbothered, she looked like someone who had already forgiven. A fashion editor recalled. Her interview with Vogue sealed the impression. "Pain doesn't define you," she said softly. "How you rise from it does." In that single line, she turned tragedy into empowerment. The woman who had been left twice, once by power, once by love, now stood unshaken. Both men might have had control, but she had something rarer: grace. Because in the end, Nicole Kidman didn't just survive heartbreak, she transcended it. Her silence wasn't surrender. It was evolution.